This is going to be the last video of this unit. Once again, it's just more review using the three different ways of solving quadratics. Again, the three ways are going to be factoring, quadratic formula, the completing of the square, with the quadratic formula looking like this. Now, after this, you'll probably have a review the next day, and then we'll end up having a quiz later on. So keep an eye out for that. Make sure that you are looking on Canvas for my announcement for the quiz and that you make sure that you complete it. All right, so there's going to be, again, two more questions that we're going to do. So here's the first one. Pause video, work on yourself, and we'll go over in a second. Now, the question that you have in the packet is slightly different than this. It's negative 6x, but that's what we did in the last one. So I just changed it to a positive 6. It's going to slightly change the numbers around. Same thing happens. I'm going to subtract the 6 over to the other side. We get in our standard form like this. Using the quadratic, we do negative b, there it is, negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2a. So we end up getting 6 plus or minus the square root of, this ends up being 36 plus 4, all divided by 2. This simplifies as 6 plus or minus the square root of 40 over 2. 6 plus or minus, we can simplify this as being 4 times 10. 4 is a perfect square, so this simplifies as 6 plus or minus 2 rad 10 over 2. And we can get this to be equal to 3 plus or minus rad 10. All right, going through the completing of the square root, we end up moving the negative 1 to the other side. So we get x squared minus 6x equals 1. I'm going to take half of 6, which is 3, and square it. And I'm going to do it to the other side. I'm actually going to leave it. I'm going to make it so it's a 9 here. This side factors as 3 minus x minus 3. Remember, whatever that middle term is, it's copy and paste this subtraction. Over here, it ends up being 10. So we end up getting with x minus 3 squared equals 10. Take the square root of both sides. We get x minus 3 equals plus or minus root 10. Add 3 to both sides, and we end up with 3 plus or minus square root 10. So same thing we got before. All right. Here's the last question. Pause video, work itself, and we'll go over in a second. All right, it's already in It's already in standard form, so I could just go straight into the quadratic equation. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So this just simplifies to 4. This over here, if I do square root of negative 4 squared, that becomes 16. And then minus 4 times 1 times 4 is 16. Now if I do this, 16 minus 16, that's 0. So I end up with 4 plus or minus 0 over 2. Well, anything plus or minus 0 is still itself, so I end up with 4 over 2, which is just equal to 2. So according to this, there's only one solution, 2. Well, let's double check this. So if I do completing the square, I subtract the 4 over, I get x squared minus 4x equals minus 4. I take half of the 4, which is 2, and square it. Add it to both sides. 2 squared is 4, so plus 4. This becomes x minus 2 squared equals, and then this side just simplifies to 0. And I basically end up with the same setup. I get x minus 2 equals 0, so x equals 2. This makes sense because if we look at this, I can actually factor this very easily. Two numbers that multiply to 4 and add to 4 are 2. And because this has to be a positive while this is the negative, it's going to be minus 2. So x minus 2, x minus 2. These two factors are the same. So there is only one solution. All right. That's pretty much it. Now, for the most part, I do want to point out, I think I mentioned before that whatever the exponent is, that's the number of solutions. I should clarify that that is the most number of solutions you could have. So because there's an x squared here, that means we can have at most two solutions. There's no other solutions above that. Now, in this case, it just so happens that my technically two solutions are the same number, 2 and 2. But I want to keep that in mind that whatever this exponent is, that tells you the maximum number of um, real solutions. There could be other solutions that may not be real numbers, but you'll probably see that much later. All right. There's no exit question for this, just more practice questions. Again, solving it using the three methods of quadratic formula, completing the square, and factoring. So if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. I know this is a very quick video, so good luck and have a great day.